Hi friends, today we're going to learn a super practical and easy, fast technique to use when you just don't feel super confident. You might have something coming up like a presentation, or you might just be going through a transition like so many of us are right now in this current time. And if you feel like kind of full of doubt, nervous, stressed, to the point that you feel like it's really impacting your day and really interfering with your ability to get things done, this can also be really useful in helping you kind of settle down and getting you back on track. And at the same time, if you have something coming up like a presentation or a performance review, something like that, this technique can also help you really mitigate any of the stress and anxiety you might feel for this performance review or this presentation and actually allow you to perform at your optimal. Let's say you really want to get promoted to the next level. You feel like you are ready, you've been working hard, you've been taking initiative, and you're just thinking that, I'm really ready for that promotion. But at the same time, maybe your promotion doesn't come through in the way that you would want it to. Maybe it's taking longer. Maybe you don't feel that everyone kind of is aware of your contribution. You start to be filled with self-doubt. You start to think like, oh, maybe I don't actually deserve this promotion. You have a lot of kind of anxiety around this situation, and you just start to think about it all the time. You kind of start to ruminate. And it's difficult. It's difficult to A, enjoy your life when you're in a state like this, B, do great work when you're in a state like this, and B, actually think critically on the best ways to actually reach this goal, reach this promotion goal. So what you need to do here is you need to really calm your psychological state down and kind of establish some psychological safety for yourself, because in a lot of these times of stress or transition or just confusion, we can get really amped up and in a way that's not useful to us. And feeling all of this kind of insecurity and negative emotion doesn't necessarily serve us in our goal. So in this promotion example, what would you need someone to say for you to feel sure in your ability to achieve this promotion? And so in this case, I think it would be helpful to think of somebody you respect, and what would you need them to say for you to have the feeling of security, for you to have the feeling of confidence. And so kind of imagine that in your mind. Imagine someone sitting you down and saying, I think you are doing an amazing job. And I think you are bringing so much value to the team. So as you hear these words, or whatever words you really need to hear, think of how they make you feel. And I'm guessing that for a lot of us, it really kind of brings down that activated response. It makes us feel a little bit more calm in our bodies, and it allows us to feel good. And I really think that feeling a little bit better in a time of transition, in a time of stress, can really help us overcome our stress and overcome the challenges and meet our goals. So this technique I call the guiding thought. And essentially, the thing that you thought of that person saying to you to make you feel secure is essentially your guiding thought. This is what you need to hear to feel okay. And the beautiful thing is that you can tell it to yourself. You do not need someone else to tell this to you. So next time you feel really kind of amped up, when you feel really agitated, when you feel insecure, when you feel anxious, use this guiding thought and just think it on purpose in your mind so that you can calm down a little bit and you can give yourself the assurance that you are seeking. So in our promotion example, one thought that you could start thinking quite regularly, if you kind of haven't achieved your goal yet, you might start thinking, oh, I'm never going to get this promotion. Like, I'm not as good as I thought I was. And that feels awful. But the thing is, and a lot of times when we kind of start thinking such negative thoughts, it can really jeopardize our ability to accomplish our goals. Because as you can tell, thinking thoughts like that makes you feel bad. And then oftentimes, if you get to a state that is so negative, it's difficult to actually motivate yourself to go after your goals. As you can imagine, if you don't believe that you have the capacity to achieve something, you probably just won't go for it. So when you hear that thought coming up, like, maybe I'm just not good enough, I want you to introduce the guiding thought. And in this example, that would be, I bring a lot of value to this team. Or I am great at my job. Whatever works for you, everyone is super individualized. And this is similar to a mantra. And, whatever you may think about mantras, they've been around for thousands of years, and that is probably for a reason. And the thing about a guiding thought is that it is like a mantra, but it allows you to also really readjust back to your values, right? So in this case, if you are thinking, I bring a lot of value to my team, that aligns with your values of being team focused, of helping other people, which is amazing. And that will help you keep in line with your goals and keep you on track to achieve the things that you want to achieve even in times of transition, even when you don't have the confidence to do so. And you will feel better doing it. And it will remind you what is important to you and that you have this. Like you can do this and you can keep going. And as you keep going, you will offer yourself more evidence that you will be able to achieve this. And the thing to remember is that we all have low points where we feel like stopping, but using these types of techniques to kind of remind us of why we're doing things and that we have the capacity to achieve this will really help you in those points of low confidence. I hope this video was helpful to you all. And a friendly reminder, if you haven't subscribed to my Monday Motivation newsletter, I actually talk a lot about these types of topics in the newsletter. So if you haven't done so, link is below. And subscribe to the channel if you find these videos useful. I put out videos every Monday, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.